Welcome guys again. In this chapter, we are going to understand the concept of CSS transition. The transition allow us to change the property values over a given duration based on some event like a mouse hover. In case of animation, there it happens without based on any event. Here, the transition occur based on some event like a mouse hover. The syntax of transition is transition, then property name, then duration, timing function, and then delay. The transition property is the shorthand for following properties. The first is transition property, which specify the name of the CSS property to which the transition effect apply, transition duration, how many second or millisecond or transition affected take place to complete, the transition timing function. It specify the speed of the transition delay. It specify the delay for the transition effect. We can also apply the transition to multiple properties by separating them with a comma as shown below. That is transition property and then width, height. Some of the CSS properties that are animatable through transition, those are background color, border, color, font size, margin, padding, z-index, border radius. You can get the complete list here in this link. Here is the boilerplate code for the demo. Now let's see the preview, and that's the preview, very simple. Now let's check the full list. Okay, and here you go, our full list is very huge. Okay, you can see we can almost animate any CSS property: font size, shrink, font, okay, grid column, gap, height. Okay, you can get the list here. Now let's add the CSS and see how the transition look like. So we have a div with class item. So let me give the CSS height 150 pixel, width and 150 pixel. Okay, and then let's give the background color as blue. If I save it, and there you go, right? And now let me make it a little bit a center. Okay, so 100 pixel and then auto, and we have in the center now. If you notice in our previous chapters, we have something given called as the pseudo class. Okay, has hover, that is on hover or above this box, what should happen, right? So there, if we suppose let's increase the width as 300 pixel. Okay, if I save it and then if I hover it, there you go, right? And similarly, let me increase the height as well. Okay, 300 pixel. Okay, then if I hover it, there you go, right? So it happens very quick. Okay, but we need little bit smoothness, right? For that purpose we need the transition. Okay, so for example, okay, we need the transition on which property? Okay, we need the transition on property width. Okay, so save it. Okay, and then for transition of how much duration? Okay, let's say 1 second. Now see the effect. Now notice on the width, not height. Do you see the change here? The width is transitioning from 150 pixel to 300 pixel smoothly and taking duration of 1 second. However, if you see height, it is just happening abruptly. Okay, now to also get the height into transition, we need to specify like this, that is multiple property. Okay, and now if you see, you can see it happening smoothly, right? You see this, it happening very smoothly. Similarly, we can specify as many as CSS properties, which the complete list is here, you can see. Okay, so right now we will just update our background color to red, and then let's also apply our border radius. Okay, let's say 25%. Okay, now if I see this, if I hover it, then you can see, okay, that border radius is happening very quickly. and red is also happening very quickly. Now if I add the background color and border radius here, okay, in this transition property, then you will see the change. Okay, you can see, okay, now the background color and border radius is happening very smoothly. Okay, it's not happening abruptly. Now one of the very common use cases like circular, okay, square to circular change. Do you see the change, right? So previously, before hover, our box was square, but after hover it is circular now. Okay, we can specify others properties of the transition like transition uh, timing function, okay, is in, it is the same thing as that we have seen in animation. So let me give is in out. Okay, you notice it, the it start with is, okay, in the middle it happened very fast, and then at the end it goes is. Okay, and then finally we can have the transition delay of 1 second, which specify that start the transition after 1 second of delay. Now let me hover it, it happened 1 second, and then after 1 second, okay, the transition start. Now if I add one more property, okay, to the transition, let's see what happened. Box shadow, okay, 0, 0.5 rem, 1 rem, and then rgba 0, 0, 0, 1, 0.15. Okay, and if I save it and then notice the box shadow, okay, and here you go. Okay, so you can notice that the box shadow is happening quite fast, and then after that our transition happening, right? So to know add the box shadow, we need to give box shadow here as well. Okay, now if I save it and do this, then you can see, right, the box shadow is not happening quickly. Now if you notice this, uh, this transition property, okay, it's growing, right? So we can use just all, okay, and then whatever CSS properties are specified here, that is applied to all. Okay, now if I save it and see, effect is same. Okay, similarly we can have transition, okay, as single shorthand property, and then keep all for all the property. Okay, and then 1 second duration, then is in out for the timing function, and then 1 second delay for all the above. Okay, notice that is the same thing. Okay, this way we can get very nice transition effect in our CSS. I hope you understood the CSS transition concept through this chapter, and you will use this concept in your project effectively. Thank you for watching. See you in the next chapter.